Hello and welcome back to another episode of Movie Deputy Reviews, where, as you can see, we are talking about the movie Stitchhead tonight, and we are actually starting with our podcast image. I want this image to get burned into people's minds if you are watching, and if you are not watching us on our YouTube channel, be sure to go over there and check out this video, because this one's kind of a fun one, as this is our last video of our Halloween series. As of course this is Halloween. Happy Halloween to all of my ghosts and ghouls and creatures and whoever may be listening. Maybe you're a princess, maybe you're a monster, maybe you're a soldier, maybe you're a police officer. Maybe you're just some creature that you made up, or your mom or dad wanted to make a costume for you. So who knows? Either way, I hope you are going to have a lot of fun and get tons and tons of candy tonight if you're going out trick-or-treating. And if you're not going out trick-or-treating, there's plenty of goodies to find other places as well. So why are we talking about Stitchhead tonight? Well, because Stitchhead is a movie about monsters, but not monsters like you might expect. As you can see, the main character, his name is Stitchhead. That's literally the character's name, is Stitchhead. And if you pay attention closely to the poster, you'll see that Stitchhead has heterochroma. I'm going to totally mispronounce that word, but look at his eyes. He's got two different colored eyes. He's got one brown and one blue. And so that's going to kind of mean something for if you happen to have that, or if you know somebody who has that. This is a movie that they might be able to relate with. Now, I do want to add in that even though this is a movie about monsters, this movie is getting an innocent rating because there is nothing like really scary or creepy. At the same time, it's not an original story, but it's not an original story. There are bits and pieces taken from a lot of other animated movies. It has a feel very similar to the Box Trolls, if you remember that movie. That's from 2014. If you're not familiar with it, that one might be worth looking up. This little young lady right here, her name is Arabella, and she lives in the town that is below Castle Grotteskew. Now, in my brain, I was spelling it like the word grotesque. I was thinking, okay, that's just a different way to pronounce grotesque. But no, it's Castle Grotteskew. And in Castle Grotteskew, there is this doctor, very similar to Dr. Frankenstein, who is using energy to animate creatures that he has put together. And as you can see on the poster right over here, that some of the creatures are a little unusual. Now, the large Cyclops creature that you can see right up there in the corner, or see if I can, the opposite corner where my finger is, that creature's name is actually Creature. And he's one of the first ones that we get to see in the movie, as well as Stitchhead, of course. And he becomes Stitchhead's basically best friend in this movie. And it really just kind of, they've all built this life around staying in the castle, staying quiet, staying safe, because they want to prevent the townspeople from forming an angry mob and coming up there and trying to hurt the monsters. And so Stitchhead's job is to protect the other monsters. Well, when this one like snake oil type salesman, freak show type entrepreneur rolls into town, I'm looking at back at my notes to get the name. It's Fulbert Freakfinders, and he is all about collecting the strange and unusual firewalkers and just other contortionists and just the strange and unusual. So when he finds out about the monsters that are up here at Castle Grotteskew, he thinks what better to add to his show. But before I get into this a whole lot too much, no, you know me, no spoilers ever. But I do want to go ahead and share with you the trailer for this as well. And then when we come back, I'll share the poster as well.
Grotteskew. They say there's monsters in there.
You shall be my greatest creation ever!
It's not ready. We did it!
I did it! Welcome to Almost Life. Registered trademark, patents pending.
I'm Stitchhead.
Whoa! Is this a castle?
This is where you sleep. Everyone stay calm.
And these are some of the other creatures that this doctor has created. As you can see, there's a little bit more than strange or unusual. You'll recognize some characters have been directly inspired from other movies as well. It's kind of hard not to get the representation just based on what the characters look like on that. Again, if you are just listening to the podcast, that's awesome. Welcome. But trailers like this are ones that you don't want to miss. So be sure to come over to our YouTube channel and check these out.
Oh. Creature, these are the monsters.
Oi.
Bedtime, everyone.
Story.
The Mad Professor made you and all the other monsters here. The monsters were safe and
Never left the castle.
And that's how they live happily ever after.
And this really is a story about the monsters living happily ever after, but it's not quite as simple as that.
Is life boring?
I'll make you famous like you never believe.
And the most brain-blowing show on earth! Take my hand. Up! They'll love you! Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be terrified!
Don't be scared.
Aren't you scared?
Of course not.
No picking with...
I didn't want to stop it on that really blurry part of Fulbert there. But this little girl, Annabelle, she is not afraid of the creatures. And the whole thing that Fulbert wants to do is to create this big show about how scary these monsters and that the townspeople need to fear them and all of this. He wants to make money on them, of course. I mean, which we've seen done with circus acts and freak shows and things like that. And he wants to take advantage of these monsters by trying to show how scary they are when in reality, they just want to live this peaceful life, at least to the best of their abilities. So we're going to have to just wait and see how it plays out. Don't worry, I won't spoil that for you.
Ping!
Keep the
I love that she pays with her lollipop.
I have a plan. I must go down to the town and rescue Stitchhead.
So brave. Very brave.
He's toast.
Yeah, it doesn't stand a chance.
The castle is full of monsters, and monsters mean money.
They all live peacefully, and there's nothing you can do about it.
We are monsters. This is time to let out your monstrousness. Just be whoever you'd be if you weren't afraid. It's monster time.
However good the trailer is, it's never enough!
And as you can see by the end there, it is a movie that is opening today. Some select theaters were showing it yesterday ahead of it. But yes, the movie officially opens everywhere today. And it's very wholesome in a lot of ways. It feels like Fox Trolls. It feels like Toy Story. You've got some Megamind inspirations. You've got some other inspirations from like Shark Tale and just a lot of different cartoons and animation type stories about different creatures, different animals, and kind of how they all fit together. And of course, there's the Frankenstein tie-in, which is, you can tell from the Mad Scientist. And technically, I think Stitchhead is supposed to represent like the Igor character that we're kind of familiar with from that. I do want to go ahead and show you the regular poster that I had for that. So let's take the podcast image away. Here's the original poster that's up for the movie. As you can see, I just basically just moved the wording around a little bit. And if you have ever used the phrase "when pigs fly," there is a character in this that is even a flying pig. So that's just kind of a funny little reference in there. And as you saw, that we have the shark character, and we have the octochicken and Tiny, the little like red poof ball creature, and just so many others in here, that there is just something about them that makes you want to keep watching. And like I said, the idea of the story, the idea of the characters is not original, but how it is put together and what the message that it conveys is important enough that it's worth checking out. Now, you may be wondering the score-wise where I am on this. Well, especially animated movies such as this, they have such a limited audience. Basically, if you have young kids, this is going to be a cute one to check out for sure. This one's not going to be really one for a lot of adults. There may be some adults who really get a lot of joy out of this, but that's not going to be the majority. It's not going to be something for, it's not that it's not for all ages, but it's not aimed at all ages. This is aimed at very much a elementary school age, preteen age kids. Like I said, it does have an important message about being who you are and not being afraid to be who you are. And that's really an important message that it conveys. But considering it's a retelling of so many different stories kind of combined into one, I have to stay true to the deputy scale. And with that, it brings me right in at a 5.5 out of 10 on the deputy scale. It is watchable. It's a decent story. But being that the whole thing of the lack of originality is part of the thing that I consider when I'm calculating the flaws and stuff in a movie. So it's not that it's necessarily traditionally flawed. It's just when the characters are so obviously picked from different other stories, I have a hard time not counting those as at least minor errors when they're not changed enough to give them that originality factor. So that is one of the reasons that I am coming in with the score where I am on this. Again, I am giving Stitchhead an innocent rating because this is one that it is definitely aimed at a younger audience on this. So if you are looking for something fun to do, especially if you're not going out trick-or-treating, or if you're looking for something to do the day after going trick-or-treating, or even the afternoon before, if who knows when you have a chance to do this. But this one, like I said, it's aimed at that audience, and there is a wholesome message to this that is definitely worth enjoying. So, as I've said before, if you get a chance, be sure to look out for this podcast image right over here, because this is going to be the image on the podcast platforms that we have. And as always, I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. I hope that you have a lot of adventures tonight. I would love to feel free to share pictures of yourselves in your costumes and use #MovieDeputy, #Stitchhead. I would love to see them. And I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Bye-bye. And again, happy Halloween.